Hey, we got the stunner shades on today. We ready. It seems like the hating is getting more and more as the season is coming through. So we gotta block them out. But
Yes, sir.
we got the fancy. I gotta make sure because I'm still it's still new to me. So gotta make sure it's on. I'm over here talking and
Testing 1, 2, 3.
so we ready, man. It's Cowboy. It's not a lot of news,
Yeah.
but there's news, and hey, we're here.
That's what's up. Be too real. What's on your mind, man? How you feeling tonight,
I'm good, man.
brother? The hell?
You got the hater block alone. I see you, people.
Sir.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
my business.
Hold on. I want y'all to check to fit it out. Y'all see that? Y'all see that when we was on the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
We got to get another patch for this year. So we won't be rocking the old stuff. We gotta get some new, fresh stuff.
Yeah, that's what's
Ready.
up. That's what's up. All right, so I see you're rocking it, brother. Something brand new on that old peel head of yours, I guess. And there it is. Allow me to butt in sports. What's on your mind, brother? How you feeling?
Man, it's the off season. Season's only, man, it feels like it's only just a few months away. So it's like OTA's about to start, camp's about to start. It's all coming together. It's just can't get here soon enough.
For sure. But you know what? It just seems like it came around a lot faster this year, man. I don't know about y'all. It just seemed like everything came around a little faster this year. Do y'all feel the same way? Or?
Gary, at our age, everything comes faster, baby.
Which is
Speak for yourself, Playboy. Speak for yourself, but anyway.
Hey, but
Talk about
it
the
does.
calendar.
For
Talk
some
about the
reason,
calendar.
for some reason we do the huddle, and we're always on that Cowboy content and news. So for me, I feel like it's always just getting here faster. We're gonna say getting here faster.
Facts, man.
Thank you,
And that's-
Armando. Thank you, Armando,
That's
for being so professional.
and that was the hey yo. You know he don't miss nothing. He don't miss nothing, man. So yeah. Yeah, but it just seems like, man, we got the OTAs going on, man, and we seeing some things going on and with the OTAs. We see the coaches holding these press conferences and players having press conferences, and just everybody starting reporting, something about somebody, man, and and let's kind of get on into this, man, because right now what they're talking about. What they got going on right now is what they're saying. First of all, before I go, y'all know I can't go no further without giving thanks to our subscribers because we have actually hit 1,001 subscribers.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody.
1,000.
Yeah, I cannot start this thing, man, without giving.
Shout out to all the Cowboy Huddle family out there, man. I appreciate that. That's love right there.
Yeah, and we're. Go ahead. What you say, big fella?
I was just saying, what's up, Cowboy Huddle, man? We appreciate all them 1,000 subscribers, man. Let's get 1,000 more. We're on a mission for 1,000 more. Let's do it.
Man, let's keep pushing. We don't have to stop now, but we're still looking for Christian Manriquez. He was our 1,000 subscribers. So we do have a gift for him as well. We got one of these coming your way. If I just can get him to email me at the email that's in the link so we can get that to him, but he was our 1,000 subscribers, so we want to reward him as well. So thank you, Christian.
Well, if he don't want it, I'll send you my email again.
I know it, man. I'm trying to give it to him, man. So okay, let's get on into this real quick. We got Joe Jefferson, St. Louis Joe in the house. He said, "What's up? He's in the house. We got Felicia Collins. She knows she's always in the house.
Shout out Felicia.
Yeah, Cowboy Babes is in the house. Yeah. So who else? So let me just go right before we start. Larry G said he have a question. Let's answer this question. I think this question for Rue. I have a question for Rue. Do you watch baseball, or that's your favorite team, or what's your favorite team?
My favorite teams are very simple, and it runs unanimous. Cowboys, Mavericks, Rangers, Stars, and what do you call them? Obviously my Longhorns. I don't know why I'm blanking out on my Longhorns. That's terrible.
Yeah, so there you go. Felicia Collins.
Do you watch it? Do you watch it, Rue? Do you watch baseball?
Man, I like watching baseball live, but honestly, it's since the rule change, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little easier to watch it on TV. Yeah. And honestly, the Rangers have actually given me something to watch.
Yes,
they're playing right now.
God bless, dude. We have been terrible in the last.
You know what's crazy that you say that is because I literally.
Oh my God! I get on and you guys are talking baseball. You guys are talking baseball. You really want to talk baseball? I'm sorry, follower. I'm sorry. This is a football show. Ain't nobody caring about no baseball on this show. That round ball don't get no play here.
He asked him a question, Mikey. He just asked him a question.
You missed the whole
Mikey has a
narrative.
vendetta against baseball. Mikey has a grudge against baseball. So for
grudge. Put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Put
Pete in there.
Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Make all the fields uniform, so you're playing the same game, not different games in different areas with different advantages. That's like, hey, listen. I used to think the Cowboys had an advantage because how our field used to bow out. So that was in uniform to everything. Now all fields are uniform in the NFL. So basically and essentially they're playing the same game. You're not playing the same game. And then you guys are snooty about your rules. You guys all cheat and everybody cheats. And you don't want to let the best players in the Hall of Fame want to charge me 162 days. Get the hell out of here. It's football. Puro pinche Cowboys. Hi, how you guys doing?
Mike has a vendetta against baseball. Now you know. Now you know why.
But say there you have it. Mike's in the house, and I guess we know how he's feeling tonight. So, yeah, let's go on. Let's get. Hey, so Mikey, how's everything, brother? I mean, everything okay on your end?
Man, I was hurting for the last 2 weeks. I had a check engine light in my body, not because I'm big and fluffy or because I have arthritis. I got something called the kidney stone. See, I used to hear grown men talk about this thing called the kidney stone. And I would not, roll my eyes at it or anything like that. I just wouldn't pay it no mind. This thing is epic. It's one of the worst things. You're putting something to your body. It was excruciating. But I passed it. Now I'm back and I'm all fresh, so like a purple fabuloso. Yeah.
Purple fabuloso. Okay, well, there you go. Felicia Collins say kidney stone is no joke. Yeah. I think the six of us, if we can dodge it, we definitely would rather dodge it than have to go through it.
God bless you, Mikey. That sounded.
Yeah, terrible. God bless you, brother. God bless you. God bless you. So, hey, man, let's get into this, man. What we got going on because, I think everybody know what's going on. So we got this new trio, man. We got this new wide receiver trio that's going on. With Brandon Cook, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. Now. So it's been told that basically, this new wide receiver trio gives the Cowboys something they haven't had in ages. And when we're talking about ages, we're talking about going back to the 60s and 70s when they had Bob Hayes, Lance Alworth, and Ron Sellers. In the 70s and 80s, they had Drew Pearson, Tony Hill, and Bush Johnson. And in the 90s, they had Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper, and Kevin Martin. In 2000s, they had Joe Galloway, Terry Glenn, and Antonio Black. I don't know why they put that in. So let me ask you this, Michael. We'll start off with you since you own one today, brother. How do you feel about this trio that we got going on here? How does that make you feel?
Well, everybody's been on the Michael Gallup poo-poo train ride. Like Michael Gallup had a respectable year considering he came off an ACL injury. I've been watching, on YouTube, you get, the NFL films fast and games that are condensed. And Michael Gallup, when he was good, he was on his grind. He had his toe tapping. The back shoulder would be working. He wasn't as vertical as before, and that's what we need in our offense. But I think that's supplemented by the guy that we just got, Cooks. He makes us vertical. Michael Gallup is the complement as the possession receiver. I wish he was a little bit bigger, like 6'3" and or number 10, but we'll get into that later. And 88. an 88 on the field that proved to us last year, because we had the heads and tails over it. In the beginning of the year, we weren't too happy with our 88. And we didn't even call him a number one receiver at times. I was guilty of it. Anybody else in the panel? Yes, you don't have to say. We know who you are.
Yeah.
And he proved to us that he was an 88. They complement each other. Plus what we want to do is control the football and go off of play action. But as far as what we had for our first three receivers, and we went into the season with it, barring injury, I'm happy with our three top receivers. Don't get it twisted, though. Don't get it twisted. I like pizza. I like fried chicken. I like tacos. But if you tell me brisket's out there, I'll eat some of Chris's brisket any fucking day with all of that. And then I'm complaining because I have kidney stones.
All right, that's what's up. That's a good analogy on that, and that is great. So with you, B2 Rhea, how do you feel about this new wide receiver trio? I mean, you think this is a good move, or?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. Absolutely think it's a good move. I mean, if we got the opportunity, like my good friend Mikey said, get somebody that's 6'3" that wears number 10, that'd be even better.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about that.
Listen, let's not downplay how awesome that would be for the franchise, man. To have somebody of that caliber, and so I think it's a good move, and I'm confident in the performance of these three wide receivers. We know their strengths. We know what they can do. They've proven themselves throughout the years that they played. And I mean, like Mike said again, CD Lamb, he showed that he can be a number one. And I was raising my hand when you said, did anybody think that he wasn't that last season? I did, I said it. But now I'm on a different different idea about it. I feel like he could be number one. And then those guys could be complementary to his skill. So yeah, I'm happy with the wide receiver.
Okay, since y'all already going there, so let's go there. So let's go with Rue. So we talking about this trio, but if I have two guys already talking about what they rather have DeAndre Hopkins than Brandon Cook. I mean, are you willing to spend $20 million on a receiver? Let's talk about it, Rue.
First, I want to answer your original question about the three that we have.
Okay.
What I like about the three that we have is that they fit so well. It schemes perfectly. You have CD that can do a little bit of everything, but his main goal is to catch that ball and do something with it after he catches it. Then you have Michael Gallup, another guy who we've been saying it over and over on this show. Another year under that leg, he's going to be able to go up and get it again. And then you have Cooks to take the top off. This team schemes really nicely right now.
Okay.
When in regards to DeAndre Hopkins is a monster. DeAndre Hopkins is still one of the best receivers in the league, in my opinion. I don't think that he's lost that big of a step. We didn't see him a lot last season because he missed 6 games with that suspension. And then obviously Kyler went through his issues last year and they were playing with second, third string quarterbacks. So he was kind of hit or miss, I still believe that he's still DeAndre Hopkins. And when it comes down to it, $20 million is what you'd spend on a receiver of that caliber regardless. And we do have the money to spend. But does he fit in the scheme is my question. Because there's a lot of background noise with DeAndre Hopkins as well, in terms of his family and how that thing go in the locker room and just different things that go on with him, because it makes me curious. Because if I'm Kansas City, I'm already jumping on this. If I'm there's teams out there that could use a guy of DeAndre Hopkins' caliber. And obviously, now that you're a free agent and you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go, he's going to take his time. He's going to make his decision. Different offers are going to come. But I haven't seen a whole lot of movement. And I'm curious as to why. Not to mention, this would be 3 teams in 4 seasons?
Yep.
Yeah. It kind of makes my wheels turn a little bit. What's going on with Hopkins where it's even thing. Not to mention, he did just have his top 5 quarterback list, who Dak was not on, which any quarterback he goes to that's not on that list, they know in their minds, regardless of however we're going to play it. Now, obviously, he picked every team in every great situation, to play with. But
Right.
at the end of the day, whether it's Dak or anybody else outside of those 5 guys, how are they going to feel with him coming in with what he said? And obviously, it's just something that you say, so you take it with a grain of salt. But it's still something to think about.
Yeah.
And does he fit? Does he really fit? Obviously, with that talent, shit. But I don't know. I got some questions about Hopkins, and I
got you. And you make a good point. You know, these different teams that he's been with, it makes you wonder what is actually going on behind closed doors, and why is he not able to? And then for Cardinals to just release him like that, so could he be a problem child? So, 21 Armando, how do you feel about this new trio, and would you be willing to pay $20 million for DeAndre Hopkins instead of a guy Brandon, or what do you think about that?
You know what? I'm excited about this trio. I think this trio is meshing. If you guys have seen the little clips that they put out, these guys are working together. They're building chemistry. It's there, right? So I'm excited. Obviously, CD. I saw a recent TikTok I saw, and some kid asked him, "Hey, CD, we need that chip," and he said, "You know what? He said something like in the lines of, 'We need that shit,' or 'It's about time,' or something like that."
Right.
So this dude is hungry and he wants that chip. Just like we all want it, he wants it, So, I'm excited to see this trio. I'm excited to see Michael Gallup on a full recovery now. So, I feel like, from what little bit I've seen here and there, like he's being implemented a lot into this offense, this Mike McCarthy offense. So I'm excited. But with the DeAndre Hopkins situation, you know what? A lot of reports are coming out. They're saying that these teams are doing their homework. Why are they doing their homework? That's my question. What's the homework? I want to know, because obviously they're doing their homework on something that we don't know. Maybe they know it's locker room issues, whatever it can be. There's a reason he's still out there, and for a big name like that to still be out there, it makes you wonder. So I'm good with what we have. If we get him, obviously I'd be excited. But if not, then I'm let's roll with what we got.
Yeah, good points. Good points right there. Big fella, how are you feeling about this new trio we got with Brandon Cook and Gallup and CeeDee Lamb? How are you feeling about that, and what do you think about this DeAndre Hopkins situation?
Well, let's start with the Hopkins things first. I said I think if Hopkins would have got released before they signed Cook wouldn't have been here. Okay. But since they got Brandon Cooks now, I don't think I don't even think it's a possibility that Hopkins can be here. But we never know, because hey, I think Jerry is on this mindset now. Okay, I'm 1,003 years old. Only got like 2 more months to live, and I need to do something, man. Everybody, I'm doing TikTok live at the same time, and man, everybody, they still on this Dak thing. I said Dak Prescott improved when Amari Cooper came, when they had somebody, a route runner who could catch the ball and could do things. Okay, if Dak got more weapons on offense at the wide receiver, just not the tight ends. Tight ends for the Cowboys is just dump down positions. I don't care what nobody say, but they wide receivers make Dak Prescott. Okay, and with the addition of the third wide receiver, okay, and our possibility of Jalen maybe doing something this year, or Simi Fehoko may do something.
12 guys. Just 12.
I know we got a lot of receivers on the team, so we just need to see which 3 to 4 is going to be on the field at the same time, so Dak can get comfortable and Dak will do what he do. I just can't stand Cowboy fans just dogging out my QB, because if you watch the games and you actually saw what was going on, and you got a good memory, because I know Mikey do. Mikey got to remember, as soon as they signed Amari Cooper, Dak was a totally different quarterback. Who was not here last year? Amari Cooper wasn't on the Cowboys. Okay?
No, he was not.
He was not. And the reason Jerry got a little full of himself, him and Amari wasn't feeling each other all of a sudden. He got rid of Amari and it hurt his team. So first thing everybody want to do, we need a receiver. Who's going to be our receiver? Hey, Rue, tell me again, who was our starting receivers in the first game of the season last year?
Let's see. CeeDee Lamb.
Houston. Destin Hughes, yeah.
Dennis.
Is he even in the league anymore?
Yeah, he's on our team.
He's on our roster, and he's gonna get Jalen Tolbert cut. He's gonna get Jalen Tolbert cut. That's the guy that's doing that.
Well, my point is, okay. The point is, if the Cowboys would have really thought about this before the season started, because remember, we had these conversations before the season started. Who's going to be our third receiver? Who's going to be our third receiver? Who's going to be our third receiver? And then I guess it took to week 5, week 6 for the Cowboys to get off their butt and say, "Oh, this ain't working." Okay, so the more weapons that got, the better we are.
And being that said right quick, and we talked about the roster, man, dude. I mean, we are pretty deep at this, and y'all don't forget we got Antonio Callaway. We got Jalen Brooks, and I did list this title as the fourth receiver battle for the Cowboys, and who that person would be. I mean, we got Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, and CeeDee Lamb. Then behind him, we got Simi Fehoko, Jalen Tolbert, Kavontae Turpin, Jalen Brooks, Dennis Houston, Detario Drummond. We got Antonio Callaway, John Stevens,
Tito Jackson.
So the list goes on. Then you got Jalen Moreno Cropper, which is a burner. You got David Durden. You got Jose Barbin. So, guys, this is probably the deepest I've seen the receiver position. And so I guess my question to you guys is, who will be, starting with you, Mike, who will be this fourth receiver out of all the names I just mentioned? Who would probably end up being that fourth receiver? Maybe Phil.
I get a little chuckle because Jerry Jones is actually two numbers older than our amount of followers we have, that's pretty funny. But I think Dennis Houston's maturation was derailed because of Dak Prescott's injury. Those are facts. They had good rapport. If the kid was on the field, the number one QB signed off on that. And he needed those beginning games before things got critical, and then it turned into, wow, like college football, it's already the arms race. It's already getting to playoff position when Dak came back. So Dak not being there pushed Dennis Houston's maturation aside. If he would have been there, maybe he'd be a better player. Maybe we would have talked about him more. But we talked about him more than most of the players on the other roster, aside from Kavontae Turpin. But Turpin is our special teams person. We'll see for how long, because there's this kid named Deuce chopping at his heels, kind of the same size, but that's not here nor there. I think Dennis Houston, if we didn't, ideally, of course, in the fantasy world, we want DeAndre Hopkins. But on the same token, that's kind of negative contrary to what we want, and we want to run the ball. And if we have all that talent to pass the ball, obviously we'll go away from the run, because that's the story of the Cowboys' lives for the last 4 years, from Zeke to where we're at now. I think Dennis Houston would be the best from what we got now, or potential from what we've seen with our own eyes and what's happened with last year.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, with that being said, be too real. What are you thinking about? Who's going to make the cut? That's a long list of receivers we have here.
I hear everything Mikey's saying, and I know these other guys are going to bring some valid points, but I think that the person that I would like to see most in that fourth wide receiver spot is Kavontae Turpin. And the reason for that is because of his play on field last year. And so, I just feel like that he can be a weapon. He can be an asset to the offense in a position that we don't quite have yet. When we see players like, what's the kid from the Saints, the quarterback, tight end, kicker guy.
Heel.
What's his name?
Hill.
Yeah. When we see Taysom Hill in, we know he's gonna do something spectacular, right? And I feel like if we put Cavante Turpin in, it don't got to be every down. It don't got to be 30% of the plays. He could, he could play something like that. And I feel like he'll do amazing things for the offense in positions when we need him, 3rd and 10, things like that. I think he'll do some amazing stuff. We just got to see him. We got to see him in that role. We haven't seen him in that role. We just seen him in punt return. And I think that he would be, just with his quickness and with his speed and he got an electric quality about himself that I would like to see do some things for us on offense.
See, and I think what you just said, Brandon. That's a great point, because this is where we had the problem with Boy Wonder. He could not be creative enough to create packages for KP or KT. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't able to see what he could all bring to the table. So, that's a valid point. What if Boy Wonder would have come up with some packages to that nature to where, we could see more of KT? What you got, Mikey?
Well, just with the same token of what happened with Dennis Houston, do you think what happened with Dak Prescott affected Cavante Turpin as well?
Could have. Well, I don't know. I just don't think Kellen Moore was creative enough.
Right.
To even, we saw what he could do. We saw him run punt. We saw him kick. We know how fast he was. And again, Kellen Moore just could not create any type of packages to put this man on the field. So, in which that leads us to Rue. Rue, what do you think about, this 4th position? Don't think too hard. Rue will take 20 minutes for you.
Here's the thing. If you look at the depth chart, Dennis Houston is behind Tolbert, Turpin, Semifilco, Brooks, and Drummond. If you look at the depth chart. So I know that Dennis got the start last year, but this year basically what we're looking for is that next Noah Brown. That's what I'm looking for. Who's going to be Noah Brown this year for this team? Because Noah had his moments where it cost us the game. Noah had his moments where he converted 3rd down or whatever. So that's what I'm looking for. Who's going to be that guy? Now, when it comes to Jalen, I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing that dude at Dak's house every other day on Instagram. So it's not like these guys aren't working. We're going to know a lot more after training camp. But dude, there's 12 names on this list. 12. There's 12 guys. There's no telling who's going to be here and who's not going to be here. Because, like we were talking about at the beginning, what's his name? Moreno Cropper from Fresno State.
Oh, my gosh.
There's been a lot of talk about this kid. Undrafted and, picked up. And, I've heard a lot of different things about him. So it's really going to come down to what it looks like here at minicamp. And what I really, really love is the work that Dak is putting in with these young receivers. Because they are all at the house all day, every day. They are steady working, steady creating chemistry. And that's why I'm like, the more and more I look at this receiving core, the more and more I'm starting to love it. These guys are really getting tight-knit, and starting to work together all the time. And it doesn't start till August. Like none of this is going to go on for a couple months. So we've got time, and it looks nice, and it's nice to see that they've put so much attention on this position, because this is the future of what we're looking at. You need depth at this position.
I think we all can agree that basically there's going to be competition across the board. There is going to be competition across the board at every position, and we're going to talk about some other position here shortly, but there's going to be competition. So knowing that there's 12 receivers, you better have your ass out there on the field every day, every chance you get, because guess what? You guys are playing for contract. And knowing that there's 11 guys, or we'll say 9 guys behind me, or, that's compete with me, you better get your work in. So Mondo, what do you think, man? What do you think about who can make this 4th position? I know it's early, but who would you like to see at that 4th receiver position?
I'm with Rue on this one. I see this dude, Tolbert, with Dak just working, and I honestly think that's going to be his next dude. I think him and Dak are working together because they got something special coming up. So I think Tolbert's going to be that dude. Obviously, we want to see a little bit of Fajoku, see what we see glimpses, but slight glimpses. So maybe we'll see that. But also, like Ru said, this kid, what is it, Cooper? There's a
Cropper,
lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of talk about him coming out. So we'll see. But I think Tober is gonna be that four dude. Him and Dak been working together. That's got to be a telltale sign right there of things to come.
Yeah, well, we know that we do know that Dak actually wanted Jalen
Yeah, he
Tolbert.
called
So,
him.
yeah, he has to help this guy get up to par. That leads us to the big fella. I know he's multitasking right now. I'm sure he'll probably be able to get on here in just a sec. So, big fella, to you, who would you like to see at this number 4 receiver? I mean, because this is a battle when you got 12. Well, damn, everybody going back.
No,
I guess
who,
Chris, they don't want to hear you or something. I don't know.
no, man. They just hit the camera.
Give them the single
Who do I wanna
frame. That's
see?
what we want.
Yeah, okay.
Who do I want to see? Who do I want to see at the number 4 receiver?
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, I want to see Simi Fehoko. And the
Right.
reason, I don't know why I became a fan of Simi Fehoko, but I thought he played good in the preseason, right? Man, I thought he ran good routes, and he's a big receiver, right? He don't have the breakaway speed or anything like the other guys do, but I always thought, man, he could be our possession receiver, our third down receiver, basically like a hybrid tight end, a version at that fourth receiver. So, I'm cheering for Simi, but if Jalen, if he does what he's supposed to, I mean, we drafted a kid. What was in the 3rd round, last year, and we all had big hopes for him getting on the field last year, man. And he really didn't do much at all. Even he confessed himself when he did an interview, said he had a sucky season.
Yeah.
So if he knew he sucked, maybe this year he'll play better. But my 4th receiver, I'm hoping for Simi Fehoko. That's who I want.
Right. Yeah, and all those are valid points, man. I mean, it is. Personally with me, man, I thought Dennis Houston was on fire, man. I thought he was on fire. That guy was doing over shoulder catches. I mean, watching him in Oxnard, the guy was just he's tough. But with that being said, I did want to see a little bit more of KT, Kavontae Turpin in certain packages, but I guess that's where I'm going basically with Simi Fehoko or Kavontae Turpin, one of those two guys, man. I'm pulling for Fehoko as well. Not saying he's a speedster or anything, but you see
what Cowboys corner called him, right?
Milk carton Fehoko. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
He
He missing like a mug. That he is. He is missing. So
Hey, man. Hey, I ain't gonna let y'all talk about Simi like that, man. He got hurt.
Hakeem!
Hurt.
we're pulling
At
for
least
him,
Simi
Chris.
got
We are pulling for him.
why he wasn't on the field.
Chris likes his size. He likes them big.
Yeah, it's the reason why Simi wasn't on the field. Tober wasn't on the field because he absolutely sucked. So it's a difference.
And you know what was
Shots
so funny,
fired.
man? What's so funny, man? And they just showed a little clip not long ago, and Jalen Tober comes in motion, and he's lined up one place, and Dak had to bring him back in. Come back here. So it was.
It's bad because that's his infamy. That's the only thing that we can remember the kid doing is lining up in the wrong place and getting an offside. Yes, he checked to the ref, but that's all we remember. That's all we remember. We saw Dennis Houston. They talked about Dennis Houston. He was a bit of the first game.
Mikey, what did he do to the ref? What did Tober do to the ref? Did he point it? And he still couldn't be onside.
Told him to
He
back
was right,
up, man.
like 5 feet in front of him, bro.
I don't know, man. I just don't know. I like to see Jalen Tober, man. I just saw Dak. He was on a little clip. He was going in motion. He lined up too wide. Dak had to bring him back inside. I'm like, Jalen, come on, bro.
But we got we have our pet cats, Falco, Houston, obviously, Jalen, and we got two for Jalen Tolbert, which was surprising, but you think you know people. But the most positive, heartwarming, thing as a Cowboy fan I heard from the whole thing is Dak's putting in the work. Dude, it's 3 months away, but tomorrow is June. And then the week after that is July. We're gonna be at 4th of July. Then it's football season. Then it's camp. I'm glad it's popping.
It is. It seems like it's coming. That's why I said it seems like it's coming around pretty fast, which is great. Great
Hey,
thing.
oh, hey.
Yeah.
What?
So yeah, okay. So but I'm excited too, Mike. I'm like again with this coaching staff that we have in place, man, with this experience, and basically, let's talk about this here, man. The last time that we actually went out and got somebody, as far as outside of the draft and big names, I mean, we can go back to Deion Sanders and all those guys, Terrell Owen. You guys do know that we did go out and do that same thing, and maybe we're on to something big here, with Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cook. I mean, this could be something big, So maybe you think Jerry's finally getting to the point to saying, you know what, we got to do what we need to do, or I got to get out the way. So what do you think, Chris? What do you think took place on that? I mean, to where we actually went out and got Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cook, something that we hadn't done in years.
Well, right now the power on our team is on the defensive side. Okay,
True.
we were able to keep our defensive coordinator for 2 straight years, and I couldn't believe it. That's number one. So I think Jerry Jones was like, man, I'm gonna give this man whatever he needs. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask no questions. Do you want this cornerback? Let's go get him. Okay. Do I need to draft another linebacker? Let's go get him. Okay. So I think what Dan Quinn is doing is, man, he's making Cowboy fans just so comfortable with that we don't even have to worry about the defensive side of the ball, which is the good thing, okay? Because before, man, how I always talk about, man, if Tony Romo had our defense, I think we'd have won 2 Super Bowls by now, okay? Because, man, I'm telling you, Dan has changed the culture for the Cowboys again. We're almost at doomsday 2, almost, okay? If Mozzie could stop that middle to let Van Der Esch and the other linebackers roam to actually make plays and make tackles, I think, man, this is going to be a great draft. Because at first, I was the one to say, no, and y'all know I'm a Michigan man. And I was like, nah, Mozzie, not right now. We don't need him right now.
Yeah.
But once I got to talking to Cowboy people and everything and telling me, hey, think about this, and I saw the vision, okay? The vision is to let the linebackers roam, let Micah just go wherever he wants to go, cause havoc. We got another number 1 cornerback out there. We can man up if we wanted to. When we go to nickel, we're going to have Jordan Lewis back. He can cover the slot. We got Damone Clark. And we got 2 of the best safeties in the league. What Cowboy fan are you even worried about the defense right now? I'm not. I'm excited to see him on the field. Every time they get on the field, I'm like, man, where that turnover coming from?
Big fella.
Hey, don't sleep on Jabril Cox. Hey, but what did
Mike,
Dorn?
check it out real quick. It's crazy that Chris says that because that's literally a question that I asked Dorrance Armstrong. I got it on video too. I meant to send to you guys. I asked him, look.
Turn it the other way. Turn it from the bottom.
Let me see.
Okay. Get it from the bottom part.
We got to worry about the defense. Have you ever had to worry about the defense? He said. Hey, we ain't got to worry about it. This dude, they know what's up. They know we got that defense.
So, and you just said something, Mikey. Now, it just so happened you brought that up. And after we go discuss this topic, we're going, because I know you got something that you want to bring up as well. So, but let's talk about this. Here it is.
Ooh.
The hell's going on? I mean, is he falling further and further back? I mean, we got Overshown now. We got some other guy. What? Mikey. Now let's go with Rue. Rue, what you got? Rue, what you got on Jabril Cox? What's going on with Jabril Cox, man?
I mean, man, that linebacker room is healthy. That's the bottom line right now. That linebacker room is very healthy, and it hasn't been in our mindset in a hot minute, because obviously last season the run was a problem. Stopping the run was a problem last year, and I feel like they've done everything that they can to address it. And for what I'm looking in the linebacker room, Jabril, Overshown, Bland, like all these young guys, somebody needs to step up and take that crown from Van Der Esch, man. That's really what I need to see. Somebody needs to step up and make it to where Van Der Esch is that other guy, secondary guy, who's going to take that mantle to take advantage of the one-on-ones and to truly let Micah Parsons roam. Because if Micah really gets the opportunity to start prowling around this field, because all the other guys are taking advantage of their one-on-one matchups, because Micah's always getting double teamed or triple teamed on the play, this defense will wreak havoc. Forget about the run. You won't be able to run. You won't be able to pass. You won't be able to look which way the hit was coming from. It'll be ridiculous. But somebody has to step up. Somebody has to take that mantle. Somebody has to replace the older guy in Van Der Esch, at least middle of the season throughout, and really produce and become that linebacking core that we know that it can be.
Yeah. So be too real. I mean, it's like, again, we've said this. There is going to be, that's what I love about this old school coaching style. They're going back to the smash mouth. You're going to put up or shut up in order to earn your position. I love what they're doing. So be too real. Does Jabril Cox still stand a chance to get some playing time on the field outside of special teams, or is he just going to be a special team player? What is going on? Is he a Jalen Tolbert?
Man, I really think, man, is kind of piggybacking on what Rue said a little bit. It's about depth. You know, depth is the word that I feel like, you know, sums up Jabril Cox. You know, he's
real quick, man. You quit disrespecting my dude real fast.
What was that? Hey, hold on, Rue. Wait a minute.
Stop it, guys. Okay, grow up, fellas. We're trying to do a show here.
It's not bullying. It's not bullying if you're subjecting yourself to it.
What was that?
Listen, you know, sometimes you got to pause to kind of make more emphasis. But anyway, I think depth is the answer here for Jabril C. Jabril C, man, I think he's gonna really be the guy, because I think it was me and Rue talking about it last season, that we want Michael Parsons middle linebacker, and if Jabril C is gonna fill in that depth chart for the linebacker position, then yeah, we can absolutely have him roam across the field like everybody else wants to see. So yeah, man, put Jabril in, you know, and let him do his thing, man. I think there's room for him. He's got to show himself to be worthy of that position.
Well, Jabril is a victim of our depth, because he was promising until he got hurt. He was going to be like the sneaky guy in the draft, kind of like what Sam Williams turned out to be. But Chris said the name earlier, and I am riding the Damone Clark bandwagon. I like this kid's speed. Now he's having a whole off season and he's hungry, working out with Micah. Damone Clark is going to be the guy that's going to shine out. But I love to see this depth. I love this depth because I like Jabril Cox as well. So we'll see them fighting. Competition only makes us better. And this is football. It's a game of attrition. So the more, the better, even with our wide receivers. So if somebody gets hurt, well, that's the next man up. Not like how it used to be when we would lose Sean Lee and we were devastated. Devastated. All we want that to be is translating into our offensive line, but that's a whole nother bag of worms, another concern. But we got that on this defense, and that's front office.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So with that being said, since we're doing this competition thing, so let's talk about these two guys, and you tell me, Armando, start with you. Which one you going with? Here we go.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Yeah, this-
Who you going with, 21, Armando?
You know what?
yeah.
Bland, man. I'm taking Bland. I think he kind of, you know, he showed us a little bit more. Man, I'm taking Bland on this one. You know, Bland showed us a little bit more. I feel like we didn't see him as much as we saw Jordan Lewis, but Jordan Lewis, I don't know, it was iffy. So I'm taking Deron Bland on this one.
Cowboy Chris.
First of all due respect to 21, my man from Cholo Town, 915,
915 in the house.
my dog. How quickly we forget when somebody get hurt. How quickly we forget. Cooper Rush was the greatest thing ever when Dak got hurt. How quickly we forget. Okay.
Preach.
So the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I am so excited about the progress that Bland had. I love the kid. Absolutely love him. Why both of them can't be on the field at the same time on passing down? We need as many.
Excuse me, sir.
on the field
Is that both with an F or both with the TH?
It's both with all of them because I'm from the South. Okay, so the T, the TH, the PH, whatever H you want to put on it, it's both. Okay, so now I know I'm biased. Everybody know it. He from Michigan, I know. But when the man was on the field,
Jay Lou.
the only one who could cover in the slot. The only one. So don't forget Jay because he got hurt last year. Don't forget him. All right? We got weapons on defense. That's why I say I'm not worried about defense.
All right. So, Mikey.
You can't discount a player that they call the ball god. You can't. And for years in Cowboys years, it'd be either him or Jeff Heath. When we couldn't squeak out an interception, opposed to the way we've been spoiled these last 2 years. The man that would get the interception, cover the slot, close the game would be Jordan Lewis, and he's constantly pesky around the ball. Saying that, he's coming off a season-ending injury. And what Deron Bland showed us for his price and money, because at the end, that's what's going to be probably.
Right.
He played the number 2, and for the scheme that DQ runs, I think Jordan Lewis couldn't run to. I know we got the number 1 and 2 set, but for what you're getting bang at your buck potential and what they showed, I'm sorry to disrespect. I guess I don't want the Cowboys to turn into Michigan as much as I roll my eyes at Philadelphia being Georgia. So I'd rather go with Deron Bland.
Ooh, okay. So there it is.
Let's
So
let's stop real quick. The Cowboys only got 3 players from Michigan on the team. They only got 3. All of a sudden, the Cowboys is Michigan, the Big House South. Well, I wish. But anyway, they only got 3 players from Michigan. They only got 3. It's not a big deal, guys. Calm down. It's only 3.
Just kidding. Just poking the bear, bub.
yeah. So with that being said, be too real. Who you going with? Who you rolling with, Cleo?
Well, typically I like to roll with the big fella.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
Because the big fella make a whole lot of sense when he talks.
Okay.
So in this particular instance, I'm gonna roll with the big fella. I'm rolling with Jay Lou. Don't forget what Jay Lou was doing. How he was showing up, how he was showing out on that field prior to us seeing Deron Bland do that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he was running there getting sacks and carrying on. Jay Lou was doing this
game for us, remember?
You said what?
He won that Saints game for us when he got that interception.
Absolutely. So I'm rolling with number 2, Jay Lou.
All right. And allow me to butt in her. What you got, buddy?
What I really hate is that this might actually have to be a question for them, which is really annoying for me because it's like, man, figure out a way to keep both. Honestly, how do you not figure out a way to keep both these guys when you have a guy like Kelvin Joseph on your roster? Like, come on.
Not for real.
I'm just saying. Like,
Special teams man fat.
The real question is crazy to me because this might actually happen in sacrifice of keeping somebody like that. Which I forget it. I don't understand. But if you're gonna make me choose, if I have to pick one of these two guys, give me Bland, man. Bland showed us a lot last season. The picks with the way he was prowling around on coverage. Jordan Lewis is amazing. I love Jordan Lewis, and honestly, like I'm being serious. They got to figure out a way to keep both. I don't know how you don't keep both these talented guys on your roster when you have guys that you can get rid of in their place.
I know this isn't really relevant. I don't think it's really relevant, but I'd rather see that number 2 on Deuce Vaughn. I think that number 2 would look doper on Deuce Vaughn.
First of all, Mikey, let me explain something to you, homie. Okay, a man wore that in college, so the number 2 came available. Deuce wore 22 in college. Give him 22. Why not?
Hey, nobody having that 22. That's just you're gonna break the show. You want to break this show?
Hey, man. Okay. All right. So
I can't even believe you just said that. Like my brain just melted.
I can't even tell you why I say it. Okay.
For the show, though.
Who was the greatest defensive tackle in the history of the Dallas Cowboys who's in the Hall of Fame?
Okay. Randy White. Randy White or Mr. Cowboy?
Who ran one? Who wore his number?
Oh, Jalen Smith, man. He's still shaking somebody's hand after a tackle. I can't stand that.
Nobody say anything about that. Okay. The 88 number is a tradition. We're gonna pass it down to the best one. Anybody said only 2 numbers should be retired from the Cowboys. Number 12 and number 74. That's it.
74.
Oh, okay. But the last time, all right, the running back has been devalued so much. So let me take you back to 2016. And when we drafted Zeke Elliott at number 4, I believe.
Right.
If they told you Zeke Elliott was going to wear 22, you would have been cool with that?
Yes.
From Ohio State?
Hey, no. You ain't got that much books. You ain't got that much books. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Wait. You trying to tell me how I feel, Mike? You asked me a question. I answered your question. Now I don't feel the way you feel. Now I'm wrong.
I'm questioning the H.
All I'm saying.
He said you ain't got the books. He said you ain't got no spades. You see, Chris. He said you ain't got no spades.
Hey, he said something about H. There was two letters from that H that you were on that you're talking this nonsense.
Hold on, Mikey. You wasn't in Austin when me and Armando was running the table with all the goddamn books. So let me tell you. So you better check yourself and wreck yourself, player.
You lucky I was in there in that picture. You would have been sad. I would have took y'all.
You don't understand why we so protective over numbers. We know Emmitt Smith was the greatest, man. We love Emmitt Smith. He's the Hall of Famer, the all-time leading rusher. But his number ain't sacred. Only 2 numbers in Cowboy history is sacred. That's it.
3.
It's only 2.
3.
Literally our last MVP.
3. Number 12, number 8, number 22. I'm sorry.
Hallelujah.
He is the last MVP this team had.
That's it.
And you said about Emmitt Smith was the greatest. No, is the greatest running back of all time. The thing they sleep on is that if you put Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith together, I'm sorry, who picks up a blitz on 3rd down? Who's on the field at 3rd down?
I'm not debating Emmitt Smith's greatness. I'm debating a number wearing on the field. That's all I'm debating.
I mean,
how you feel
You're
about
right.
that?
Well, his identity is attached to the number, Chris. So I think that's what the argument is. You know, when you talk about Dallas Cowboys and number 22, everybody's going to suggest it's Emmitt Smith, not Deuce. Coming out of
if he gonna make
you don't even think about Billy Bob Hayes, the other Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting Bob Hayes, but that's how much.
I mean, before Emmitt Smith wore it, it was a lot of 22s, but y'all ain't say nothing about that.
They didn't get
Because it wasn't relevant then.
Hey, Antonio Bryant wore 88, and you heard when we talked about him.
Bullet Bob Hayes changed the game. They put in a zone defense in the NFL because of Bullet Bob Hayes.
Bullet Bob Hayes been wearing number 22.
And Bullet Bob Hayes, he might be a Hall of Famer. Rest in peace to him. But he wasn't the all-time at his position.
Give Deuce 22.
No. No, that ain't gonna happen.
22.
No. You're not.
I was born in this hole. I'm going to die in this hole.
Believe it. Yeah.
The big fella said hashtag give Deuce 22.
So let's do this. So now, Mikey, you had something that you wanted to bring up before we end everything. Was something that you wanted to bring up that you heard about or something?
No. Like, all right, I was sick and it was pleasant, and I usually have like stuff come to me because I'm always ordering stuff, but this was sent to me. Oh, look at this. This is pretty good chicken scratch. So Gary Hampton, it is right there. That's right. Gary Hampton from Mikey 520. So I'm an electrician. I got my electrician shears. There you go. Yeah. So these cost $40. I got to use them all the time.
Hell yeah.
You gotta have
shears.
them.
Gotta have. You don't know my what? Hey. Look at this.
Oh.
No, what is this?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bofi said, ha. Yeah. It says Mikey.
Yeah.
It says Mikey.
Huddle, baby.
The Cowboys. You guys are so nice.
You are in, brother.
Oh, yes, sir.
Felicia Carter would have probably had it there a lot earlier. She kept getting them. Hey,
I don't.
I get it too.
No. This came in perfect timing. God's timing is always the right timing. And thank you, Felicia, very much. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Huddle, man. Has it been a year? It's been more than a year, but and I appreciate this very, very much. So I got one, you don't. So you played spades all you want. I got a cup, so I can hold my cup.
If anybody else is interested, we're going to have the link down below in the comments that if you want to order that particular cup, or we do have the female cups as well, and they're going to be for sale. They'll have the link down below. You can go to that link and order your own personal Cowboy Huddles cup. So help us out and let's spread it around, and let's wherever you go, take it with you, and it keeps your drink cold, right, fellas? It keeps your drink cold.
My beverages will be cold.
Yes, sir.
Soon enough.
Yeah,
soon enough.
Give us the story you was going to share with us real quick.
Well, not that much is sharing, or it's just, what's the buzz about, us going forward and what our offense is going to look like. Oh, no.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. But we've been giving flowers. We've been giving a lot of flowers to Dak Prescott. Right? How we talked about how he's having his own personal workouts with all our wide receivers. Rue is there, you know what I mean? Jalen Tolbert has it, like, let me play, and it's refreshing, and the steps that he's taking. So Keyshawn Johnson, the Mac, what is it? J. Will and Max.
Yeah.
What is the man Keyshawn Johnson said, and I can't quote. I'm just saying a reference, just for copyright purposes, that Dak Prescott is better than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, that won a national championship on one of the best national championship teams ever. Joe Burrow, that lost in the AFC championship game this last year. Joe Burrow, that lost in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, Joe Cool. He has a place in Kansas City. They call it Burrowhead. He smokes cigars in the locker room. This myth, this man, this great quarterback Is Dak Prescott better than the man Joe Burrow? What do you think, Armando?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's absolutely better than Joe Burrow. Okay. You talk about all these wins and all these accomplishments of this guy that looks like Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But yeah, he looks like a healthy Macaulay Culkin. This guy is pretty good. But to give a little clarity to his situation, he had Mr. Jamar Chase, he had Mr. T. Higgins, he has another top wide receiver. They're able to jump up and get everything that he catches out there. Okay? Tyler Boyd. Yeah. And so Dak Prescott this season is going to have a comparable offensive weaponry threat like he has. Okay. And the cancer has been removed, i.e., Jason Garrett and anybody affiliated with him. He's gone. Okay. So he's going to be able to shine, I think, in a better way, in a brighter light. And then you're going to see how much of a true statement Mr. Keyshawn Johnson made about our great quarterback, Mr. Dak Prescott.
All right. Give it up for Be Too Real. Allow me to buddy in Sports Rue. What do you think about that comment? Because now don't take all day to think about it. Just let us know how you feel about it.
Just remember Derek Carr. Just remember.
How did we get here? I need to know how we got here, man. Because
you're talking to Rule. He put Derek Carr above.
First of all, that's one thing.
The legend, Derek Carr.
Regardless of all that, a lot of these top 10 lists look a lot different than they did last season. I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Burrow is 3 years in. Joe Burrow is 3 years in a tough division, has already been to a Super Bowl, already has more playoff games than Dak Prescott in his 7 seasons compared to Joe Burrow's 2.5, because his rookie season got cut short at week 10 after an ACL. Dak Prescott has only thrown for as many yards as Joe Burrow has in his first 2 seasons, twice in his 7 years. Twice. Dak Prescott in his first 3 seasons threw for 3,600 yards, 3,300 yards, 3,800 yards. Joe Burrow threw for 2,688 in his first year through 10 games. After that, 4,600 yards and 4,500 yards. Come on, man.
That makes him better because he threw more?
Okay, fine. You tell me about the weapons. You're going to tell me about the weapons. You're going to tell me that he has Jamar Chase. You're going to tell me that he has Tyler Boyd. You're going to tell me that he has T. Higgins. You're going to tell me he has Joe Mixon in the backfield if you want to throw him out there too. He got all that.
He's the receiving back.
He got all that frosting. He got no cake, though. That is one of the worst O-lines in the league. That is one of the worst O-lines in the league.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow has been sacked in his career throughout the regular season 124 times in 2.5 years. Dak Prescott in 7 years has only been sacked 196 times. You're gonna tell me with a straight face that Dak Prescott's just never had weapons? Last year doesn't total Dak Prescott's career. Last year was Dak Prescott's worst season ever. Worst.
Did you hear me say Coach Clout? Did you hear me say offensive scheme that was terrible for Dak Prescott? We're talking about all that. All that plays a part.
You act like Joe Burrow hasn't been through 2 coaches in 3 years. You act like the Bengals are just some top-notch organization. You're acting like the Bengals had done anything before Joe Burrow showed up. How many times?
I didn't say that. I didn't act like they don't have 2 coaches in 2 years.
Bengals hadn't been to a Super Bowl in over 33 years before Joe Burrow showed up. Now they're a Super Bowl contender.
Wow.
Season in the toughest conference in the league. There is no tougher conference than the AFC. The AFC, the AFC division. Oh God.
North.
The AFC North is one of the toughest games in the league. They got to play Pittsburgh twice. They got to play Baltimore twice. They got to play my God, why am I forgetting the last freaking team?
The Browns, Deshaun Watson, Steelers. Yeah, relax. Rue. There's smoke. There's a lot of smoke.
Let him finish. Let him finish, Mike. He on one. Let
We're
him
going to
finish.
sit here and act like Joe Burrow hasn't come through in clutch situations. Now, I'm going to give you this. Playoffs, he had his moments where it was like,
Playoffs?
He's in year 2. He's in year 1, year 2. No, year 2, year 3. In the playoffs, in the AFC Championship game, in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it might have got to you a little bit, but let's look at these numbers real fast, because in 7 seasons with a great offensive line throughout his entire career, with weapons throughout 80% of his career, you want to call it. You're not going to sit here and convince me that he just had nothing around him, like he was just non-existent with weapons. That team that he took over in his rookie season was Tony Romo's like last grip, last chance at a Super Bowl. Like, don't even get me started. He went 13-3 as a rookie, throwing 5-yard passes. Like, calm down with these ridiculous. Like, in the postseason.
Yeah, you're sleeping on Hayden Hurst too. You're sleeping on Hayden Hurst.
Postseason, Dak has played 6 games. Now, mind you, he's had his moments. I'm not sitting here telling you that he's trash, but is he better than Joe Burrow? 6 games, 63.4% passing, 1,559 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. He's got a 92.3 rating as a quarterback. Joe Burrow in 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons, 7 games played already in the playoffs, 67.3 in percentage for passing, 1,826 yards, 300 yards more than Dak Prescott, 9 touchdowns, 2 less, 4 interceptions, 1 less, 99 full 1.5% better than him quarterback rating, 93.8. In 3 years, there's nowhere to go but up. And if this kid actually got an O-line,
down is an option too. But go ahead.
In the playoffs, Joe Burrow's been sacked 29 times in those 7 games. Dak has been sacked 11 times in those 7 games, or in those 6 games that he played.
Dang. He's with whiskers like a rat compared to beans, you're whack.
Bottom 20 O-line, and you're going to tell me, oh, but he's got all these weapons. It doesn't matter if you got 2 seconds to throw, 3 seconds to throw, and you're on your back.
Well, okay. Well, hey, so you're saying
next,
basically what you're saying, no way in hell Dak is better than
I'm
Joe
not saying that it's I'm going to clarify one thing. I'm not saying that it's like insurmountable. I'm not saying that it's like, they're like night and day. But Dak Prescott is like showing us that he's at that point. And Dak Prescott's like in the season that Dak Prescott threw the most yards, 4,900 yards in his career, we went 8-8. So there's.
You didn't mention 15 interceptions. Surprised you didn't say that too. You said everything. Let somebody else throw a number and give what they feel.
I know that he had the worst season he ever had last year. I already know that. But what I'm saying is, I really feel like I'm going to see a new Dak Prescott this year, because I agree with you in some aspects when it comes to the
dude. Learn how to drop the mic. You've had like 5 drop the mic moments. You killed. You're overkilling. Calm down. I don't know if you were bullied and nobody let you talk. You kicked your ass, dude. You're good. You're good.
And I'm like, I react to what you're saying.
Mikey, you haven't met Rue in person, Mikey. You haven't met Rue in person.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, Heavenly Father.
Hey, tell me something. I'm gonna react to it, man.
We got you.
React to it.
Now let's get with
you guys are to get tired of us quick.
Let's get with the big fella. Big fella, what you think? We got to keep it moving.
Big fella about to kill me.
Hey, Rue, I don't know what you gave Gary to get so much freedom, because when the big fella go crazy, he cuts me off. So I'm just gonna keep it short. I'm gonna keep it short.
Oh my, Mikey, believe me, Mikey.
I'm gonna give you my stat. okay, about Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott. They both have the same amount of wins where
Super Bowl.
they both had won Super Bowls. So until one of them win, to me, they just comparable quarterbacks. Both of them are great quarterbacks to me. I'm not going to discount Dak. I'm not going to discount Joe. They both play in both different divisions. They both have similar accomplishments. Then they have similar detractors, okay? Because there's some people that may say Joe don't do this well or Dak don't do this well. But my whole thing is, you know where it really counts is who gonna win the damn Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's it. That's all. I mean, to me, it's an argument that don't even need to be had, because to me, Dak didn't beat Burrow because Cooper Rush beat
He didn't
Burrow.
play. Yeah.
So, if a Cowboy fan don't actually know about football, they say, hey, Cooper Rush is better than Burrow. We beat him. No, that's not true.
No, well, that Cowboys defense did help. I didn't see a Cooper Rush make one interception or one tackle. You got to. It's our defense, baby boy.
Mickey, don't you got your own show with Gary called Mikey Mic'd Up? That's how you drop a mic. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, to me, the argument is not necessary until they really play each other or who wins the Super Bowl. To me, this is the Dallas Cowboys show, so I'm always gonna choose that.
I got a question then. If you have the choice right now, no cap, no trade, no nothing, no bullshit. You're a liar. You're a liar.
I just told you.
He's giving away the 22. He's getting over Joe Burrow. He just discounted a conference championship. He discounted the conference championship, something we haven't smelled or seen in 30 years. Something if we did, the whole freaking NFL Dallas Cowboy fandom would be sufficed with at this particular moment. So you're gonna judge by head-to-heads and accolades, but Joe Burrow got that championship in his pocket. I love me some Dak Prescott.
Why are we even talking about it? It's not even an argument. Okay, that's just like when we discuss this with Eagle fans. Hey, is Jalen Hurts better than Dak Prescott?
Hey, those Eagles are lurking right now. Right now, they be watching. Hey, give them a boom right there. Eagles, fuck the Eagles.
No, hold on, let me finish. Because all of a sudden, he's better than Dak Prescott because he went to an NFC Championship game and went to a Super Bowl, but he ain't win shit either. Yep. All I'm saying is, I am a fan of my man. I love my man. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and I'm not a liar because I like my man.
Fine.
All right, 21
you be tripping, Chris. You be tripping, Chris. Stop tripping, Chris.
I'm with
like people sound like that.
No, the white side. I'm doing his white side.
We broke it down the best. Stat wise, we know. Rue said it. I don't need to repeat it. But I'm with Chris. I'm rolling with Dak. That's my quarterback. I'm a Cowboy fan. As I see it, he's better than Burrow. And when one of them gets chipped, then I'll be like, okay. But we still got 0 chips. So
that's where we are, huh?
I'm rolling with Dak, baby.
That's where we are.
Comments.
Well,
and the horse is dead. The horse is dead. But I love this. We do this, Chris, for entertainment because it's great to hear you get in that element. It's great. And we got what is it? How many Sundays do we have left, Armando? Did you ask Doris Armstrong how many Sundays we had left?
I don't know how many Sundays, but I know we got 99 days, baby. 99 days. We got 99.
And the quarterback ain't won.
Exactly. How about the Cowboys, baby? Hey, 99 days. Football's back. I'm excited. The Cowboys huddle, baby. Get ready. There's more to come. Y'all already know the link. Get the Cowboys huddle mug.
Yeah, Felicia, put that link in there so they can get their order those cups. Would you please, ma'am?
Was Chris drinking? I don't know, but I know if he's drinking it, I'll be drinking that too.
Hey,
22s for everybody.
22s for everybody. All right. All right. Great show,
You get a 22. Everybody gets a 22.
Well, hey guys, you know, we're about that time, man. We got to, you know, let these folks get on about their business. We just want to say thank y'all for stopping through and hanging out with us. Birdman, we appreciate you. Felicia, who else we got out here? We got Feel the Steel.
Buzz.
Larry G, Cowboys Corner was in the house. Jay Fonda 200 was in the house. Cowboy Babe, Joe Jefferson, everybody. We just want to thank y'all, man, for coming out and helping us reach this 1K where we are right now, and continue to make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share. But with that being said, like we always say, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen.
Puro pinche